Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time to the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best of the brightest authors, artists, musicians, and other creatives. If you want a place where you can be hosted safely, soundly, and under the snug protection of Joe Bachman, consider joining up today. And if you use Podcast1 as your code, the first 100 people will get it for half off of their lifetime fee. Now, we are also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, as well as the Big Stompy Robots Core. Got my color back. I finally brought something bright enough white to offset the orange of my shirt and stop overpowering my camera. That's delightful. Anyway, Big Stompy Robots Core Rulebook, your wonderful intro not only to the wonderful world of Praxis 5, where mercenaries vie for control as mega corporations pull the strings and everything ends up exploding, but to tabletop wargaming with miniatures you already have. As well as it is spooky season, folks, and we have to remember that Haints and Hellfire 1, a dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Yes, folks, we are going to get right into the good stuff. We have good stuff. Happy Monday! That's right, I said happy Monday. We are engaging in the, well, stuff goes wrong. But it doesn't stop us. For example, last night, one of my teeth decided to explode, as they every so often do, and I ended up spitting out tooth shards. I will be arranging some kind of dental visit in the near future. Hopefully it will not interfere with my conventioning. We shall see. But actually, it has to not interfere. We've put way too much money down on hall rental and room rental. This has been a lovely weekend for me. I should get right into my accountability. I was handed 4 or 5 different stories to review over this weekend of varying lengths. And most of them I was able to review. We will discuss the reviewing situation in the near future. yes to the question that just came in direct messenger or private message in this case. Sorry, I'm getting a few messages. Oh, okay. If you're sure, I'm going to tell you, but it's on you if you ask for it public. Okay? Okay, cool. Gotcha. Anyway, so I guess I'll be doing my explanation of a review for someone public. They don't want their name reviewed, but they want to hear their story reviewed in hopes. There are ways to drum up attention. That's not necessarily the best way. You always want to make sure your product is solid before you attempt to get attention on it. Okay? Okay. Now, so I will get to that. But this weekend was a very busy weekend for me. We are trying to get the storage unit cleaned out after 6 years. So there's been a lot of heavy work cleaning there. Had some family things both on my end and on my far end, because it was over the course of this weekend was my dad's 76th birthday. So Dad, late in public, happy birthday. Had a great time seeing my family over there. We also in the mead times, I've been working on the RPG project that need, the notes. So, Alec, if you're watching from the background and lurking, I will get those notes to you. If you are not, I will be messaging you after the show to raise a little bit of cane, because you can expect that too. Now, over the course of this weekend, I was also, from Friday night on, given a series of stories to review. And when I'm reviewing stories, I am in a position, and I really hope that the other editors who do stuff and the people who do pre-reviews and stuff can chime in about understanding the balance between responding truthfully and responding accurately and nicely, as nicely as possible. It can be very hard to walk that line, and sometimes you have to say something a little unpleasant because it's just the truth of the situation. And I say this ahead of, not right now, at least 2 people think I'm talking about them, probably 3, or they think they know who I'm talking about. I assure you, in this case, I am not. A buddy of mine who wishes to remain nameless, thank you, sir, has submitted his story to me to go, do I think he should submit this around? And he wants my opinion, and he wants it live to see what it's like to get a live opinion from me. You are seeing that I am struggling. And the reason I am struggling is, Bud, switch out the name of your main character for Luke Skywalker and see what happens. I'm sorry. I love a good fan fiction. And there are many fan fictions, and I do condone this to you guys who write fan fiction. There are a lot of times where you can literally just switch out the names and you'll have, the only way people would know it's a fan fiction is because you told them. A little bit of detail tweak. What you have here in what you was sent to me is very much a... Did you hear about that? I don't know if you saw it, that movie Rebel Moon. That was basically here's my pitch for a Star Wars movie. They didn't accept it, so he made his own Star Wars movie, but with and below. Anyway, a little spicier. Yeah, it kind of has that energy, and it's not bad. Again, the thing that I hate is I can see the core story elements in a lot of things that are really good, but in your case, start with changing the opening. Because say the line between an homage and the actual thing, it's a little spicy, my friend. So this is the best I can give you, as nicely as I can give you over public. I'm not going to go section by section, other than in a solar system far, far away. That's a little too on point. You get me? We cool? Okay, cool. It's real easy to not even see when you do that. Lord knows I've got a lot of early writing that should never see the light of day. I have one basically complete novel. I could theoretically publish it, but I can't, because as someone who has grown in the 20 years since I've written it, I understand, one, there's got to be there's some name changing, some tweaking that needs to happen, some terminology needs to be pulled out and reorganized. So I feel the pain, bud. I really do. So that answers that, I hope. If anybody else, because of the 4, one's good to go. Send it. Not my genre, but it was nice to find somebody writing supposed spice with something other than flour as the main spice. I love vanilla, don't get me wrong, but calling vanilla spicy is not usually terribly spicy. But so you did good. Obviously, because of your employment, I'm not going to shout you out. But a little later, if you go through with it, and you still need to go through the proofreader and stuff. Get somebody who's good at that. Get an editor. You just wanted a sort of beta read to see if this is worth working on. Get that out there. It's spicy. You may actually have it may be a little too spicy, and you may have to be careful. Read that. If you're going through the Zon, read the Amazon things, the submission guidelines, because there is a limit on how much and what flavor of spice Amazon allegedly wants you to do. It's not usually brought up, but you better make sure the C in CNC is very clearly defined. And if you don't know what that term is, or you are thinking in terms of machining things, stay in that nice place. Just stay there. Just if you're comfortable in that lane, please stay in that lane. I did get something from Kitty. I did give a brief note on it. It was a very good story. It's a very good story. Had a couple problems more in the mechanics of how it's written rather than the story itself. And that's fine. I mean, especially for someone who's novel, who's it's been a while since they've written. You should be proud of yourself. I will tell you, if I give you guys a concise, shorter than paragraph that's about this big on a cell phone or less, you're doing really, really good. That means I'm not giving the story notes are confusing. It's not, like one or two things could really elevate it. And I want, like in Kitty's case, I want her first outing to be really elevated because I think she has potential. And that only leaves one, and I covered that. So we are good. I do, when I have time, beta read. Now, for the vast majority of people, unless I've already started the project, please give me some time, because basically this is my really busy time where I need to be available for paid gigs and to do what I call my financial recovery gigs, being There are things I did a few months ago to make sure I had money for Christmas shopping. I will soon be doing the things that I will get paid for in time to recoup some of the money I spent Christmas shopping. We have to think this way when we are independent creators. So that's kind of where I am strategically. I have to find where I put the notebook, but I want to say 8 formatted pages into my how to do RPGs thing. The program, the program Thursday night went amazing. I don't know how well I covered that, but we had 8 kids, some coming out, but we had a group of 4 who sat there the whole time, and we were able to just hammer out how to improve as both a game master and an author. It was a really great experience. I really enjoyed that. I have some messages through this messenger. Toodles. And toodles to you. And it has its place. But this wasn't up to vanilla standards. This was up to, please put salt in your dumplings. Do not do dumplings without salt. Yes, I do not invoke such a swear word as unsalted dumplings lightly. Again, if you know, you know. But no, like I said, I'm proud of everyone who wrote me, even if it was of sliding scales. And the one thing you will always have to understand is, however hard you think I am on you, I am infinitely harder on me, because Lord knows the professors and teachers I had getting my bachelor's degree. Remember, I've got triple primary in English, business, and history, and double secondary in psych and social. I wrote a lot of papers. I had to write a lot of fiction. I had to write a lot of nonfiction. And one thing that the higher education teaches anybody who gets involved, and again, anybody who's been through it can testify. The professors will cut your stuff into pieces. This is your last report. I'm sorry. If you don't kind of want to head bash your face against a wall when you're doing the reviews for some of these folks, it can be hard. But it is worth it, because just like anything, okay? If you're learning a martial art, you're going to screw up at the beginning. You're not going to be smooth. Your transitions are going to suck. Your footwork's going to suck. Everything you have to suck a little bit to get better. Artwork, you have to suck to get better. It's the process. And the thing is, I've seen people who, no matter how much they train, the style they're going for will not work with them. And they have to be explained. You have to talk to them and go, unless you can completely invert your training and stuff, you're still looking for a style that you do not. Bringing capoeira into a sword fight, for example, is not the smartest or best technique. In my opinion, there are people who can pull it off. Don't get me wrong, but it is not something a novice does. And I've had to explain that to novices. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't train. It means they're trying. Now, in a few years, prove me wrong. And that's what I always challenge people. Prove me wrong. I will always put on the black hat in the story for somebody if that's what's required to get them to say, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. The world is, my dad told me a long time ago, and I believe it, the world really is made of 2 things when you're trying to develop a skill. Be that adulting overall, or writing, or drawing, or sword fighting, or game design, or math, or whatever you're trying to do. The whole world is either a carrot or a sharp stick, and it's whatever motivates you to go forward. That's all that matters. But it's worth it. Now, for me, I would rather look and find the weaknesses in somebody's technique in anything and say, as politely as I can, look, you're not guarding your leg, you're leaving your head wide open. And I would rather have somebody get annoyed. Yes. Dude. Change the Dread Knights for Stormtroopers. Yeah. And that's why I don't condone the use of those substances. Okay. We're good. Okay, we're good. So keep writing. Remember what I say, keep writing, keep drawing, because you can edit it, you can improve it. But you can't edit a blank page. Crossing the line of the first writing, the first drawing, is heroic. The next big step is going through the editing process. And I recently had to deal with some people who believe that they don't need editors. They don't need formatters. They can do it themselves. And in the process of them making this declaration, I watched the quality of their work downslide greatly. Now, I don't use a lot of editors because I can't afford to pay them properly. And I hate intruding, which means my work isn't where I want it. I cannot afford a formatter right now. So a lot of my work isn't. So I'm having to teach myself to format. That is the harder long path. That and both Word and Google Docs are not fun for image-based formatting. They're really not. It makes you want to beat your head. I'm going to be acquiring some type of program that is not Adobe related to do that. And then I will be learning it. Probably after the holidays because I have enough stuff on my plate right now. I had one car break its axle. I had another get the brakes screwed up from a big piece of metal going through, and I just had a tooth explode in my mouth. I have to find ways to work around financial things in the near future before I can outlay things, which I will. Because I have to keep growing. Because part of my accountability is looking at what you guys see and go, how can I make this better? That's why I'm on StreamYard. That's why I'm trying to get through fixing all this and failing miserably. But I play with it, my cards in front of you guys to see that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grow together because that's what we do around here. We're going to be honest in our failures, honest in our strengths. We don't let our strengths and advancements delude us, and we don't let our failures and mistakes diminish us. We find the middle road that gets us right through where we need to go. And with that, I'm going to run an ad for Joe Bachman, and then we're going to read your comments because I haven't gotten to see them, and I am super behind, but not as bad as last time. Thank you guys for your tolerance in last time. I appreciate that, as I appreciate you right now. See you in a minute and a half. Alrighty, let's go into the comments because I have completely neglected you guys, and I'm sorry for that. It's been a busy thing. To the person who is attempting right now, because as I pulled it up, to get me to join up with them to do things. I do not ever on this channel, for any of my channels, pay to play. I will not pay for additional viewers. I may pay for ad space at some point on Facebook or YouTube or something like that, but I will never pay to play to get my things. I hope that makes sense. Now, where are we? Okay, first through the door, Stray. Good morning, Trelane. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And Independent Creator Directory, hey, Joe, and not Joe, and me. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi there, friend. And Dawn isn't lurking in the back to see that because I read that in proper Minnesotan. Hey, Thesis, good morning. And hey, Thesis, and remind me, good thing Donna reminded me, I was busy packing for that convention I won't mention. Hey, you know what? You guys, I am so excited for all the people going to HalloCon. We're going to have a wonderful time in Dalton, Georgia, right around Halloween. I really can't, and I am saddened by that. But I hope you all have a blast without me. Hi, Carl. Morning, Carl. We got greetings, and Dawn should be here any minute. At least I got here before Dawn and Grant this morning. No, Dawn was in the chat with me before the show started. Morning. Got to duck out early. I have a doc appointment, as you do. And there's my lovely Halloween honey. All packed. Ducks. Hey, Dawn. And nope, but I have to be ready by tomorrow because that's when the jet airplane leaves. She's flying. Yep, leaving on a jet plane. Yep, we all went there. Hey, Dawn. And great minds think alike. Thank you for explaining that one, because that was an acronym I had not seen before. And I was like, Greenwich Mean Time -A? Who added the -A to Greenwich Mean Time? Half my stuff is already in the van. I just had a traumatic flashback to a song that was parodied from the SCA days from an event that was legendary to an event that was only legendarily local, but whoo! All pack Wednesday night, LOL. And accountability. Kimani got under my foot as I was moving, got his paw stepped on, and I quickly raised my leg up, bashed my knee into the stair post. The pain. Still limping and have a bruise. I'm sorry, Carl. Take it easy, because you've got a lot coming up. Oof. Money knows that it's his fault, so he wasn't mad at me. In fact, he's being very nice. Aw. Hey, all. Hey, Donna. How you doing? Hey, Donna. And he was fine. He's just running up and down the stairs seconds afterwards. Oh, good. And Donna, dearest. And hey, Donna. And I managed to limp down the stairs mostly, got coffee made. And on this day, Carl made the heroic sacrifice of limping down the stairs to make the coffee. Well done, sir. I have a terrible habit of smashing my knee into the corner of my desk when I stand up, Carl. It's caused some bruises, too. Ouch. And I appreciate that, Witzman dude, especially since I got up. This is why my computer is on a long table, not a desk. Got tired of hurting my knee. Not taking my Chromebook with us, so that's one less bag to tote around. Menards fold-up tables for the win. You've seen my setup. Yes, I have a fancy computer desk that I have to try to reassemble from flat stuff. But Mom Menard's fold-up table has held very well for a long time. Actually, is this Menard's? This might be the cheapo from Wally World. Accountability helped a certain kitty with her fight scene. I think the story turned out exceptionally well for someone who hasn't written anything since high school. They did. I read the story. Had no beef with the fight scene. Had no beef with the actual story itself. The only thing I had were a couple of very, very light editorial notes on some formatting issues and a name glitch that just didn't process well. That's it. Nice. And if you only have to wait 2 weeks to read, you only have to wait 2 weeks to read it, along with Chapter 2 of the Saga of Jeff. And no, I can't give out spoilers because he hasn't let me read it either. I see. Hi, everyone. Hey, Foxy. Accountability, doc appointment, pack. Got to run to the mall for a minute. Oh, and keep my head in the game that counts and not fall for BS games that can be thrown with me. Or fall into talking about BS games that can be thrown with me. Tosses my like out. Yes, folks, like, share, and subscribe because we want to keep these shenanigans rolling. Carl, I'm pretty sure it's spam, but I keep on lookout for a charge from Komedo Habson via DocuSign or Norton. Okay. And right, don't forget to like and share. Hey, Nick, I'm glad to see you. Hey, Nick, yay. You want spoilers? A cat named George and a possessed Roomba named Jeff. LOL. Hey, Nick. Thesis. Hello. Hello, Grant. I hope things are going easy like Monday morning. Tooth shards? Yep. A tooth that has had problems for some time kind of gave up the ghost, and I'm going to have to deal with some stuff with that. Ouchie, Nick. And hey there, Mrs. Grantfire. Hey, Grant. Hey, Grant. We got greetings, and we got greetings, and we got greetings. And 10% on printed books at Lulu code bookstore 10 until Friday. I love it. Happy birthday, Nick Sr. Nice, but I'm named for my grandfather, which is why I'm the second, not my dad. But I'm sure he will appreciate the sentiment. Yes, happy. I was hoping to be at the halfway point in my Kickstarter today. It didn't happen, but we're close. League of Cryptids, Frogs Go to Loveland, 1-2. Over on Kickstarter. Follow that. You guys know the drill by now. The only place you can find the D.B. Cooper is a short story that I wrote is Leafy Moss. Beg Mr. Tockert for details. Yes. Accountability. No behind the code tonight. Going to be doing cleanup at the park from Dark in the Park this weekend. No behind the code Wednesday due to leaving for HoloCon on Thursday. Okay. Anybody who's needing to fill those times, reach out to me if you can't get those times filled, and I will try to generate something to amuse people on those times just to keep the time slots active for everybody on the Indie CD channel. If somebody else wants it, let me know. There will be a Grant Draws tonight. There's that word again. Hope it's not an insult. Nope, not an insult. Just an observation. However, I do believe with tweaking, they can make it substantially better. However, the event at the park this weekend went great. The kids had a great time. Not sure how some of the kids still have a voice. The screaming. NHS for River Forest ended up raising about $1,500 for their organization. Rock on. Nice. Glad everyone had fun. And I haven't run an ad in a bit, so let me see. Okay, I see a good breaking point. So congrats, Joel. Cool Joe from Carl. And I know what that term means. Oh, yes. I'm certain you do. As I've said before, consent is king. I'm going to skip that, and we're going to go to an ad, and we're going to tick this around a bit. Oh, I'm totally not drawing on gift art commission stuff while the ads go. I would never multitask like that. And where are we? Okay, there we go. It's okay, Nick. We entertain each other too. I'm glad. The organic growth is always more fulfilling for me. And what happens is you will lose the purchased accounts. Sometimes YouTube will catch that those are actually bots. It can ding you later. It's much better to grow slowly. I will admit, I am at 300, and last I checked, 36. My goal is to crack 500 so I can start on the path towards monetization of this channel so that I can make a little back from YouTube. And from there, I can move forward into doing some more because I really don't want to have to start monetizing the majority of my ads. And more lasting in green. Oh, not the green room. Oh, Lord. My computer desk is a TV stand currently. Nice. Greetings, Ghoulmans. Greetings, Zach. Grr. Arg. Are you growling about the TV stand? Zach. No, zombie greetings for Zach. Grr. Arg. The desk is a table. Ugh. Gotta run. Good luck, Don. Launchpad McQuack is here. Blathering Blatherskite. I'll be doing doctor appointment tomorrow. Nick, you made Thesis laugh so hard he started coughing. Well, I'm pleased. I'm not quite sure what I did, but... And I have a therapy appointment today I'm trying to make myself go to. Go to your therapy appointment! Do it! Do it! And then when you do, you'll have been a good girl. I will be on NDCD 411 the November 13th. Excellent thesis. You know you need to go, Foxy. Go. I may change it to a televisit if I don't want to go out. Something is better than nothing. And I always preach that. But you want to get the best you can so you can get the best treatment you can, Foxy. We all care very much about you. And it's very important that you get what you need put together. And you know what? Here, I'm going to motivate Foxy. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to motivate Foxy as soon as I find where the Motivate Foxy button went. There it is.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Yeah, I check out what Foxy does. Now, and I have coin but no wares. I am afraid to take the phrase Zach and nowhere, or whatever Zach may or may not be wearing with that. See, it's that kind of spelling, so that's problematic. Do you take Canadian pennies? I'd have to check the exchange. I make pretty trinkets for all. Yes, you do. It is illegal to smelt down coins in the United States that are United States coins, but those are Canadian, so I should be fine. How much copper is in a Canadian penny? Makes you want to break out some of my old talents and carve out some soapstone. But yeah, I don't know as oh my gosh. I will say I'm having a lot of relative fun with the number of people I know who are trying to figure out which way to hop a border for a better life. And hold on. That's what I thought. I mean, I don't need smoke clouds, so I'm going to skip that one, Foxy. I'll trade. I'll stay here. One of you can take my Canadian spot. Jeez. We're going to go back to just here's my admittance pass. I don't need it anymore. I see how y'all are. Yeah, it's definitely an outside experiment. I would say so. That's why I'm not reading it out loud. But yes, I'm very excited because I know a lot of great things are coming, and I'm having to put a lot of work in. But isn't that what we want? Don't we want to look at what our what we do and be able to hone it and craft it and improve it before we put it out there? I think one of the great truths is that wealth without work will corrode the spirit, corrode the morality of somebody, and work without wealth destroys their hope. So we need to. There's reasons why we want to be fairly compensated for what we do, in one way or another. I learned about it at a coal lab I worked at for a while. Boss was all, "Hey, you guys want to see something cool? Come outside." Wow. That is real. No, that's very Mr. Wizard, Bill Nye of your boss, and I'm all for that. However, it's also terrifying because I had to double check that I remembered what that did. And I'm like, yes, that could be problematic. But it's a good thing to know for writing information, though, because I do love to know what happens when you mix things. Many years ago, Mr. Wizard is a deep cut, Nick. Yes. Behold my hair. Note its lovely tinsel-like shine. I am running greatly out of toner, folks. Nick, why is your hair so long? Oh, to answer that one, it really annoys some people, and Xander and Manda both use it as a comfort stim, so I don't mind. Never do anything for just one reason, folks. That if I ever want to do a really cool, there's a very specific costume I'd like to do at some point. Probably not this Halloween, maybe next year, but requires being able to take my hair. Hold on. I am fighting untamed curls. It was one of those mornings. Give me a break. And get it up and then fold it in and then in a little tube with a stick going through it. Because, one, Thesis would appreciate it. Two, the idea of, I've lived so long that I can't be Jack Burton. And if you live long enough, you become the villain. I think it would be funny to dress up as Lopan. I mean, I think I would make an excellent Lopan. But, and anyone who doesn't appreciate that Big Trouble in Little China is one of the greatest films ever, captured, is simply wrong. Love Mr. Serta. Okay, I'm at the dock. See you later. Toodles. Dad had Toner too. That's how I turned. Dang it, Johnny! Before I go any farther, Johnny, did you get the links to the Portuguese fencing manuals? I think on the bigger link that I shared on the Historical Fencing Guild, you'll find, I think there's some more translated into Portuguese as I was going through that list. It's an English, like Glenn B. Fleming English site that had some really neat international translations of different things. I'm all about finding resources because I was recently asked, I found out I might be asked, which masters have you read? And realizing that I can literally say I have forgotten more masters that I've read than most people ever read is both a major poof and a major self-burn at the same time. So I think I balance back out. And we've got, I'm growing mine out to chop it, planning to donate it for wigs and the like. One, that is incredibly awesome. Good on you. Two, be sure to research because a couple of the places that claim to be very charitable are not. They're shady. So be sure to check where you send your wig hair. Actually, last I checked, Trelana knew a bunch of those, but I can't quite remember offhand. It's been a while. Because when I first knew Trey, she had hair in a braid down to her butt and looked like Duo Maxwell, but in a way that made you confused about, how you felt on certain subjects. Anyway, nice, Foxy. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Johnny. We're all happy to see Johnny. Got one batch ready to send in, and I'm going to double it probably in spring. Rock on. Hello. Hey, Johnny. Think I might go to bed. I'm worn out. Get some sleep, Grant. I respect sleep. It's something I don't get, so please get some for me. Hey, Johnny, and happy nappy, Grant. Thanks, Foxy. I did. It's good stuff. Excellent to hear. I hope you guys will give Grant Draws a chance tonight. We'll just have to see and see you then. Now, I will tell you, and I want to explain this because I've gotten some questions. Nick, why aren't you on the evening shows? I am not on a lot of the evening shows a lot of the time, or as much as I could be, because that is the window of time I get to spend with my wife. And considering that I am scheduled to, so roughly 8 hours a week, straight broadcast time, which means about 12 hours when you consider prep and cool down, before and after. Plus, I tend to go another few hours later than that. So very rapidly, I'm working at least a part-time job of just streaming. Oh, my eye's doing it again. Great. Okay. Sorry. I'm also having a problem with my left eye getting suddenly and violently lazy. I'm just going, pew! So you'll see me get a little quizzical, and I might be closing one eye and looking through my right because it's not my dominant eye, but I had to learn it. A lot of times I'm spending time with my family. I'm trying to have dinner together. I'm trying to make things better. Or I'm out doing the running. So I don't ignore anybody's show that I know of on purpose. I just miss a lot of them. And, that's part of the scheduling. That's why most of my very late night shows I can't do. I can't go out to the Red Valkyrie crowd very much because they do things late at night and it's not Xander safe. And that's not a big window of time I have these days. So, see you then. And, we got a comment dump or even Grant Jaws, You'll definitely be asked what masters you've read it when you're on Tea Time in a couple months. Oh, I imagine so. I read Kenshin not Kenshin Himura. Not Kenshin Himura. No. Okay, I'm going to run an ad. Give me a second. Alrighty then. Sorry, I'm working on commissions and multitasking. And see, my boy Johnny's over here saying he read Kenshin Himura, and I'm like, Hitten Mitsurugi? Are you a practitioner of Hitten Mitsurugi, Johnny? Oh yes, accountability part 2. I didn't throw my router out the window after my show came on Saturday. Rock on. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Chris, I know you are a busy man. Busy but productive weekend for all you attending HaloCon this upcoming weekend. You are going to like what you see. Rock on. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. To the folks who are attending HaloCon, I hope you have a blast. The week after HaloCon, I will be attending LodgeCon, and we are working on having the means to broadcast from LodgeCon a little nicer than just ours. It's not guaranteed right now, so I don't want to get people's hopes up. But we may have a resource we didn't have before to make the streaming of my Friday shows and live streaming from LodgeCon a possibility. We'll just have to see. I'm not sure because I'm always worried that I'm going to catch some background music and get dinged by YouTube. So it may be a case of I eventually have to set up this Discord thing of my own to broadcast to. We're going to see. But we're looking forward to it. Other than that, what else is coming down the pipe? Let's see. I hope you guys are enjoying your Leafy Mouse celebrations. There's lots of great books. Hope you guys are getting to read Night in Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny, one of my favorite novels of all time. Do something fun and spooky for yourselves. I've had to work so hard with the moving and the disasters that I really haven't been able to do some of the key things I normally would do. So I'm going to have to work around that one. But it's getting better. I'm hoping today, after I unload a truck, to do some decorating. That's my big hope. I want to do some Halloween decorating and try to get into the spirit. As much as I love Halloween, I'm having some trouble really feeling it this year. It's sort of that way some Christmases get, if that makes sense. Exactly. So I'm going to have to do something about that. And that's the thing. The trick is to not give up. Do I need help? I get the feeling you wouldn't ask. Well, I'm not sure what you mean, do I need help with? The move, I'm actually going to be cashing in several points to get the last of it done. For the convention, we're pretty good. We've done LodgeCon before. It's our big 2-day event convention, and it does It will be the last convention both of the year and possibly of the main convention season because RegionCon has been canceled this year. So for the first time in almost 20 years, I won't be going to RegionCon. Well, RegionCon is the evolution from ArcticCon. So it's just my heart. Yeah, definitely 10 years. 15 years? 15 years from going to that? I think, yeah. Yeah, because, yeah. Dang. Time flies. And appreciate the friends you guys have. Whenever I'm working on my convention stuff, I think of my buddy Ben Starkey who didn't make it. And it can happen to anybody. Anybody can have a fall away. Anybody can get sick and just not come back from it. Appreciate the people you have and the time you have with them. Okay? It's part of why I, went out of my way to go see my dad for his birthday and see my family. And it did mean I got to drive through LaPorte County during the fall when all the leaves are beautiful. But I also know that a lot of people, hug your pets. Hug your pets, hug your family, hug the ones you love. And don't take it for granted. Never take it for granted because you could be doing it and everything could be coming together and a minute later it can all fall apart. And on this crazy ride we're on, guys, we just need to realize how lucky we are to have what we have. Be back in about 30 seconds.
Welcome, friends. I'm Lloyd at Thesis, and this is my TS. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Yeah, Thesis runs a neat show. It's always a good time. Eventually, I'm going to get on there and cause some havoc. Lord knows I've been referenced enough. I'm looking forward to it. We have to take this week, and those of us who are on the work push get stuff done. I also want to remind you, it's a great time to get your books. If you have anything done in the next week or two, you want to put them out because you don't want to be competing with the people doing NaNoWriMo. Brian K. Morris, the man, the myth, the legend, did a big push on writing sprints. I didn't know that was a thing. I just, when I get a chance to write, I sit down, I turn on some music, and then I write till I can't stand to write or my hands feel like they're falling off. Or I write on my phone when I'm sitting in the doctor's office, or I'm waiting for food to come in, or I'm doing something where I'm not, Xander is occupied and I'm not really engaged in what's occupying Xander. That's how Haints and Hellfire 1 got where it is. That's where how Haints and Hellfire 2 is. And probably how 3 will be generated. And yes, I am starting to format 3. I do have a working title for 3. 2, I'm going to have to hack on. I have a feeling I'm going to have to brutally do some stuff to get through it, because I got it too complex. I have too many things happening at the same time, and I need to step back and walk through it. It may actually be 2 books that just need to be fluffed about and reorganized. I'm not sure. But We'll see. That or I'll pull a whole subplot out, save it for another book, which isn't a bad idea either. Actually, some of that could be ported over to the next one. Because word count isn't everything. You want to get your words down, yes, but you want the best words, and you want it to work. So, like how I say, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because if you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you guys, and you should too. I will see you all Wednesday for the art version of Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. Wednesday. I will have that video set up. I had some problems with StreamYard trying to post to the wrong places. I got it fixed. It'll be better, guys. It's going to be a good week. I love you, and you should too. Toodles.